Well, hello cuties, welcome back to the channel. I am so excited for today and I know you've been waiting for me. I am here on time. It's been just 48 hours since the release of the video. I am pretty much on time. Don't be mad. It became almost a tradition that every single Baby Monster comeback, we get a member on the LeeMujin show, which I am always super excited about, even though it is a post-produced show, but singers choose what they want to sing. They can choose their favorite singers, or they want to showcase part of their voice that they do not get to show within the group environment. Everybody goes for something different, and within that, show us a little bit more of their personality. I do not do the interview parts in my videos because we're gonna focus mainly on the songs, but I really do recommend you to go and look at the interview parts as well, because Chiquita, that we're gonna have today, one of my favorite members of Baby Monster. I love all the girls, but Chiquita, I don't know, I always have this special spot in my heart for the babies. So the Macnays always have like this very, very special place in my heart. I love them. I know how hard it is to be a very, very young person in the industry. So Chiquita is going to sing for us SUPA DUPA LUV, Bye Bye My Blue, and I Love You 3000. I'm super excited, but before we hop in the video, let me introduce you the sponsor for today. You know how some brands claim that they are very playful, authentic, and very bold, and then it just falls really flat? Well, that does not happen with Halara. When Halara first reached out to me and I went to their website, it felt a little bit unreal because for a very long time I was searching for workout clothing that is just not a really boring workout clothing. I wanted to have some fun, and quite honestly, Halara did it for me. Oh, and on top of everything, I found out they do a lot of casual but still the same level of functional. I was sold. So let me show you. Quite honestly, when it comes to functional but a lot of fun, these two pieces are for me absolutely unbeatable. When I saw this skirt, I was so excited. It was the perfect match between really functional but so much fun. And I'm a pocket girl, so if you've got a pocket, you got me. But let me show you my two favorite things. It's 100% these jeans that are made from flex denim, and they are incredibly comfortable while they have really interesting design. They're lightweight, they're soft, they're stretchy. I personally really love the combo of the wide jeans with a low waist, and also they are long, and I'm a tall girly, so very often the jeans are just, you know, not hitting the length that I need to, and these are perfect. And of course, as a gym girly, my second favorite are these ultra sculpt leggings. When I first saw the description, it said tummy and butt lifting. I was like, excuse me, say it again. You know, there are not a lot of things in your life that will provide this much support. They are equally comfortable as they are practical. I really love this color as well, but they have so many to choose from. So if you like them as well and many, many more, definitely check them out. The link is going to be down in the description. And now let's continue to the video. So the video is going to look like this. I apologize in advance, but every single video from LeeMujin had problems with visuals and it got potentially taken down. And I do not want to risk it for you this time. So this is what you're going to be getting. Let's go.
Super duper love. No, I ain't never fitted like this. Never had to fit it this big. If I ever saw a sky for the shoot, there's stars, and I'll be spending every single wish on you. Now
that sounds like Jenny so much. All right, let's just from the very beginning. I'm gonna stop a lot, right? I'm gonna try to give you listening passages, but I will probably have a lot to say, specifically because it's Chiquita. It was a super light. I love how she started super duper love with a little bit of a modulation and then immediately jumped into that. It's just a lot of mixed air. Gonna soften it up. Okay, let's let her sing.
super duper love.
Super duper love. A little bit of restriction there.
No, I I ain't never fitted like this. Never had to fit it this big. If I ever saw a sky for the shoot, there's stars and I'll be spending every single wish on you. Nothing that I wouldn't do.
It's a little scratchy, a little so there's a little bit of a fry, but quite of a front fry. She's very pouty and very forward. It's making that sound Sometimes Doja Cat use that as well. I love when she does it. I think it's a really cool stylization. I like that sound.
Make a monster shy. It's true, so different from the usual. That every kind of beautiful. My heart's running out the room. Whoa, 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 whoa. Gotta slow down, gotta cool down from ya. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm so all in, fireballing. I can't no lie. Because of you, I'm flying high. Because of you, I'm waking up in the sky.
Oh, that was a really nice jump. You, I'm flying high. It's a good range for that. Both of those tones are in a really cool range because on the high, you don't have to mix yet. And on that jump, you can jump directly into the head voice without having that like awkward mid placement.
Because of you, I'm waking up in the sky. Hand on my heart, to death do us part. The sweetest dynamite, boom, boom, boom.
Ooh, I like that. The sweetest dynamite. It's an interesting, more like a from the composition POV, but sweet dynamite. It's like a double lift on every vowel. Sweet dynamite. And it's working through her middle section, through her mix and through the passaggio. So it can be pretty difficult to lift up there.
Hand on my heart, to death do us part. The sweetest dynamite, boom, boom, boom. I'm about to explode. How can I feel more than this? I don't know. We got that super duper love, 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 super duper love, love, boom, boom, boom. My heart.
I like her in displacement. This is not belty, but it is clean mixed tone, which is complementing her tonal quality a lot. Like Chiquita does have gorgeous tonal quality that is undisputed, right?
Super duper love.
But she's starting from the top, super duper love, super duper love. And then like dropping down, I'm dropping much heavier because I have a little bit of a heavier voice than her. Super duper love. You can hear that my love is a little heavier there.
Duper love.
She's still crashing into that love. Super duper love. Super duper love. Maybe a little less than me.
Super love, love, boom, boom, boom. My heart is too loud. How can it get better than it is right now? We got the super duper love, 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 super duper love, love, love.
Yay!
I think this song is a pretty difficult one to do, like a stripped down version. And on a little bit more acoustic, it was not acoustic, but it was definitely more stripped down than the original production probably. So this is quite of a change and it has to be quite awkward to also cover it on your own instead of like a whole group. She did so well for that. Because it's a hodgepodge. Something that I love about Baby Monster, right, is their kind of hodgepodge system composition of the songs. So you do not have very uniformed compositions. Sometimes they throw a very different sound into the bridge, into the pre-chorus. There is some sort of transitions, just a very different elements just kind of thrown together. For a lot of productions, it doesn't work. But with the Baby Monster production, it's been doing very, very well, the system. But it also works because you have members with different voices, with different tonal qualities. You have Ahyun, you have Parita, two people with like a very distinctive tonal qualities. Rami, on top of everything as well, right? And a Chiquita with a much sweeter voice. Rora, just different tones. different colors, and it works for this hodgepodge work, like this together but separated almost type of sound. And covering it as a one person can be pretty difficult because you have to still capture the mood of all the parts, right? So she did super well with that.
Yay!
Good job. Okay, next one we've got Bye Bye My Blue. Which is gonna be probably a little bit more lyrical. She looks so cute.
나 왜 네가 가진 것들을 부러워하는 걸까?
There was a really nice warm tone down there. Chiquita, hello?
왜 네가 가진 것들을 부러워하는 걸까? 감당하지도 못할 것들을 손에 꼭 쥐고서.
I have to say though, I know I'm interrupting. I have to say though, she had quite a lot of vocal quirks before that I've seen with her, that were kind of not hindering, that's a little too strong of a word, that were maybe lightly preventing her from really developing her voice fully and giving us the full capacity of her voice. And she stopped doing some of them. So she's definitely working and understanding that, okay, this is a modulation that maybe I find really cool and I really like it. Not every modulation is bad for your voice. It doesn't have to be. It can be just like a habit. There are good habits, there are bad habits, there are habits that are not sustainable long term, and so on and so forth. But she stopped doing some. She was doing quite heavy restrictions, like I don't wanna. She was having a lot of basically stoppage and a lot of restriction before opening into the tone, which can prevent you to actually be able to build up that tone to its kind of a full potential, right? She does it very subtly here and there. But before, it was like one of the most dominant things that she used to do. And I'm noticing that she's doing it much less, and it's resulting into much freer sounds. Like, don't get me wrong, this kind of like, it's okay. You can do that. Like, it's many singers before her have done that. It's a stylization. This is kind of fun, you know, but if it's really preventing you from relaxed onset of the tone again and again and again and again, it can prevent you to really have a full access to your relaxed bass voice, which, if you notice, listen to her evaluation and listen to her now, you're going to notice how much of a big change there is. Her voice is having so much more relaxation in it.
가진 것들을 부러워하는 걸까? 감당하지도 못할 것들을 손에 꼭 쥐고서 여기서 무얼 얼만큼 더 나지고픈 걸까? 너도 똑같은 것도 아닌데 내가 이기적인 걸까?
I absolutely loved her voice in this passage. That was so pretty. Her full chest, natural, is because she has a very sweet tone quality. And when we get it a little lower, it will get a little warmer, right? So it's not going to be so bright, but it's just very nicely balancing. It still has the youthfulness in it, but it has a lot of warmth as well. So this passage, she's in that upper register very lightly, slightly mixing a little bit of an air, so the access there is easier. This build up, you've got to be very careful about, because she's actually aiming through the bridge into that upper register, so she can only stay in her chest so long. So na 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 can. That was that switch.
이름만 불러봐도 맘이 번져요. 더 크게 돼요.
She's measuring it very nicely. Ta 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 ta. Yeah. We're working with a lot of register changes there. She's not trying to mix that sound. She's trying to keep it as long as possible in the chest. That's why the volume is building up there a little bit too. Ta, 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 ta. Because naturally we're still holding on to the chest, switching into head voice. And the last tone is again reconnecting down to the chest.
널 가득 안고 싶고 그래요.
Such a cute song.
하고 싶은 말을 하는 게 불안해서 너를 밀어내고서 불편하게 만들어 듣고 싶은 말이 너무나
See, she's starting in that little mix. So it's like, that is a little mixed space. She's not pushing it from the chest. Right? But it's also not fully a head voice either. She's mixing that air in so she has better access to that tone. She could go with her full chest. I think she would get there. But I think she's trying to stay a little bit lighter, a little romantic.
많은데도 바라지를 못하고 마음 아프게 기다려 날 그대여 이름만 불러봐도 맘이 번져요 난 더 크게 돼요 널 가득 안고 싶고 그래요
I think she's working well with dynamic here. Na, 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 na. Really building it up a little bit. Da, da, da. So she's using the fact that chest does have a little bit of a heavier feel. You can really build the dynamic there. Flip into the head voice to build a little contrast. And then the last phrase da, 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 is chesty, but with a little bit more air so it's softer. She's so hyper-focusing. You can see it on her eyes. She's just like...
Yay!
So next one, we've got Ghost Town from Benson Boone. It's something that I would expect from Chiquita. I think she really loves her kind of like pop, maybe pop rock singers. I was expecting Olivia, if I can be honest, because I know that she's like a massive fan of Olivia Rodrigo, right? But if you would tell me Ghost Town, Benson Boone, I would be like, yeah, I can see her choosing that for sure. She does like her drama, and you cannot blame the girl.
You fill me up till you're empty. I took too much and you
See, this was the chord that I was talking about. I took too much. Do you hear it? Took too much. She used to do that all the time. So instead, I took too much, took too much. She would do a little stoppage. I took too much, much. She was doing it quite a lot. And when I first heard her on the evaluation, I think I even mentioned it in that video, that I feel like that can prevent her from really getting a nice, full developed tone in a certain places. Like it's fine when it's like very low, but in some of higher tones, it can prevent you to really get that nice, natural, fully developed tone, right? That you can feel very comfortable about. And if you noticed, she eliminated it quite a lot. She used it much less. She still uses it because I think one of the reasons why she was using it a lot is that she just genuinely really liked it. Liked the sound of it. A lot of singers, you have no idea, that I worked with, are just like, yeah, I just like how it sounds though. All right, I will make sure that it's healthy. And if it's healthy and you just like how it sounds, I mean, go ahead, right? But you always want to make sure that the quirks and habits are healthy long term.
To your empty, I took too much and you let me. We've been down all these roads before, and what we found to leave that anymore is dark. It's cold. If my hand is not the one you're meant to hold.
Good jump there.
If my hand is not the one you're meant to hold.
You don't want to thin out too much on here. And I'm meant to hold. You don't want to go too light because this song is very tricky. You need to build it up, but at the same time, it has a lot of tension from the get-go. So you don't have a very light and flat beginning emotionally. You're like on the onset of that song, it's immediately hitting. So you need to start already with a set emotion, a set drama almost, right? So you cannot start from like a ground base at all. But at the same time, you still have to leave yourself space to build it up, which those songs get really, really tricky.
Maybe you'd be happier with someone else. Maybe love a mystery so you can love yourself before it turn your heart into a ghost town. Show me everything we built so I can tear it all down.
Tear it all down. She kind of modulated there a little bit. I'm super happy that she's not mixing here and she's staying fully in her chest. This is not that much higher than the previous song where she was flipping in the head voice. Do you remember when I mentioned like she could sing it in her full chest, that it is within her range, but she was choosing not to. So I'm very happy that we've got a song where she can really cover that range in a full tone as well.
Maybe love a mystery so you can love yourself before it turn your heart into a ghost town. Show me everything we built so I can tear it all down.
She used to isolate a sound, but can you tear it all down? Very forward, which she did at the end of that phrase. But here, here you can hear maybe loving me is there's a little modulation there.
You can love yourself before it turn your.
But here, this is very nice opener. You can also see how that sound literally like light up. It's a good vowels there. Before you want that vibrant sounds there. You don't want to hear. You don't want that. Then before you want really free, projected, nice, bright sounds. We're getting there.
Maybe you'd be happier with someone else. Maybe love a mystery so you can love yourself.
Here.
Before it turn your heart into a ghost town.
Nice.
Show me everything we built so I can tear it all down. Down, 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 down. You know I stayed, don't you tempt me. But all this weight is getting heavy. Been holding out, but where's the man instead? Been holding out, but where's the man instead?
Ooh, I love that riff. Such a pretty riff there. But she jumped.
You tempt me, but all this weight is getting heavy. Been holding out, but
yeah. So she put a little bit on that weight. Been holding, which you want for anchoring of that slide jump into the upper tone. Be holding, so you can get into your mix. It's a quite of an upper mix. It's not the middle of the mix.
Getting heavy. Been holding out, but where's the man instead?
But I'm super happy that that mix was not very airy, because most of this performance all the songs. When she was getting into her mix, she went quite airy, which is a very safe thing to do. Now, I completely understand, right? You ideally want to also have a weight and a connection in your vocal cords in your mix as well. So you can have a nice chest mix, you can get really big, resonant, high tones. But for that, you need that connection in your vocal cords. It cannot be overtly airy and separated. And she was getting airy in most of the placements. It's okay. It's stylistic. So I don't mind that, but I also want to see some vocal abduction, which is connected vocal cords. And she went lighter into that mix. But it was clean, which I'm happy to hear.
It's getting heavy. Been holding up, but where's the man instead?
Holding up another da. So she's here, high, low. It is very light, not very light. It's a very light and clean, mixy, head mixy sound,
I turned it.
which also allowed her to do that riff there. Okay, I'm done.
Been holding up, but where's the man instead? I turned his love into wasteland. It's dark, it's cold. If my hand is not the one you're meant to hold.
This is very head connected mix. I saw some people being like, I wish she had much more belts there. She would have like a heavier sound. She could. This is head connected mix, so head dominant mix. If she would wanted to sound heavier, she would have to have more chest connected mix. The more chest connected would be like you can see, it's more connecting with a little bit of a chest resonance. Is more head connected. It is the absolute choice of a singer, and also what a singer is comfortable with. I have heard Chiquita in her chest mix before. I think it's something that is not her primarily comfortable space. And listen, every singer has primarily comfortable spaces and then spaces that they can do, but it's maybe not their biggest source of comfort or confidence, you know? So I've seen her in that placement before. She sang there. I know she can do that, but also there is, you know, the stylistic choice of the singer. You cannot say that she cannot do it, because I can dig you up a couple of videos where she is in her chest mix. It's not, again, it's not her favorite place to be, but she's been there. She visited. she showed up. All right. So we cannot be like, oh, she cannot do it, because she can. She absolutely can. And if you maybe prefer for that song to sound like that, that's perfectly fine. Everybody has their own, you know, their own preference as to what you expect from the live performance. And that's also perfectly fine.
Been holding up, but where's the man instead? I turned his love into wasteland. It's dark,
So it's a very light head mix there.
it's cold. If my hand is not the one you're meant to hold, maybe.
I think it sounds beautiful. I cannot help myself. I understand where it would go with like a more belty sound, but she's doing quite a lot of little embellishments, little riffs. And I, as an R&B singer, I prefer that over maybe very heavy belt, even though like I love heavy belts, right? It would be nice and resonant with a vibrato or something I would enjoy, right? But since she's going a little lighter into those top notes, she can also deliver quite a lot of movement. And I think she's right here in these passages preferring that agility over maybe weight of the voice. And this is why we're getting, that's why we're getting those little tiny riffs, which I really enjoy.
And it's not the one you're meant to hold. Maybe you'd be happy, I was before I turn your heart into a ghost town. Show me everything we built so I can tear it all down. Down, 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 down. Tear it all down. Down, 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 down.
Isn't in the song the progression up, down, down, down? Or am I misremembering?
Down, down. The streets are empty. Well, love one was, but it's faded away. This broken memories.
It's gorgeous slowdown, right? That little bit of a fry here is just perfect.
I'm left here alone and afraid to say maybe you'd be happier with someone else.
Great expression. Listen, do you know how young this girl is? Oh my god, she has a lot of soul in this.
I'm left here alone and afraid to say maybe you'd be happier with someone else. Whoa, maybe you'd be happier with someone else. Maybe love and mystery so you can love yourself. Turn your heart into a ghost town. Show me everything we built so I can tear it all down. Down, 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 down. Tear it all down.
Yeah, it was a nice climb. I love the sound of the top
I
tone.
can tear it all down.
So free.
Down, 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 down.
That top tone is exactly the chest mix that I was talking about. Like, it is not fully chest. You can hear that it's much brighter than the first three downs. Down, down, down. It changes tonal quality. It's slightly brighter.
Down, 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 down. Tear it all down.
And I actually have to say that previously, the tone right before she gets to her passaggio, which is basically passing into her next register, where she's starting to mix heavily. A lot of singers have quite a lot of issues with that. It can be shaky. It's like a very thin ice to walk on, right? So you have, imagine that you have somewhere here, you have vocal break. You feel very confident in your chest up until somewhere here. Here, you have to start to mix to really prep yourself for that passing of the vocal break, right? Here is that mid step where it gets shaky and it can be really difficult. It's just not so grounded as the tones under it, right? So you have to have really nicely controlled mix. So when you enter it and walk around that vocal break, you are sounding balanced. You are not restricting that tone in any shape or form. Your resonance is well done and your connection is stable. You're not shaking in your boots, basically. And she used to have quite of an issue right before basically entering into that mix and passing through the passaggio. Here.
Tear it all down, down,
Connected down, down.
down, down.
You can see that the right one before the mix, down, down. She is getting prepped for entering to that mix. Before, she had a tiny bit of a shakies in there. I noticed that. I think I talked about it in the evaluation as well. She had a little bit of a shakies before entering to the mix. She struggled with it a little bit. It was partially connected to stress. It was very obvious that she had quite a lot of mental stress from the very, very high tones and from mixing of the tones, which is perfectly normal. A lot of people struggle with it, quite sincerely. Most of the people have issues right around the vocal break, right? But this is so much more stable than what she would have before.
You can
You can still hear that it's a prep tone, You can hear that it's just the least comfortable from all of them for her. But it was a good transition into that mix.
Down, 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 tear it all way down.
It was a good transition into that mix. I know how difficult it was for her before, so look how confident she looks. She has a little bit of a body movement. She's not stiff. It's not something that really like scares her to death anymore, which I'm so happy for Chiquita because she has a lot of potential there.
Down, 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 tear it all way down. Down, 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 tear it all way down. Tear it all way down.
I think it was beautifully performed. For all those people who thought like, oh, like it didn't have a proper growth, like the dynamic was not enough. I think it was good dynamic. Like it had a pacing, it held a build up. I could absolutely tell where was the peak of the song. It was not just like kind of like, oh, like on a one, you know, one lane the entire time. She was definitely, her dynamic is much more subtler, but it's also, she's very young. She's very young and she has a very girly voice still, you know. You, of course, you have very young people and young girls that already have quite a lot of weight in their voice. Like Rami is a great example of that, right? But Chiquita is so diametrically different from that type of a singer. And for her weight of the tone, she still did quite a lot with her dynamic. It's more of a fine dynamic, but she worked quite a lot with it, right? You have Ahion, Rami that have heavy voices, so they work with a bigger range of a dynamic. And sometimes they, for example, struggle to dose stuff, and that is more of their issue. Like the issue of the heavier voices is how to very nicely redistribute it, so it's not big of a jump. It's not just heavy chest and nothing at the top and the top register. You know, the heavier voices struggle with different issues when it comes to dynamic. And then you have these type of voices that are a bit more balanced when it comes to weight of the tone, but they have to work a little bit more meticulously on dynamic. But I think she absolutely delivered the dynamic there. And I would tell you if I would think that she was like, it was kind of boring or that she didn't work too much with a lot of development of the sounds. Prior to what people believe, I'm not scared to say if something's not good. And I love that something that is not very dominant in the original and it's not very dominant in many covers of this song is that she brought a lot of agility into it. So she added those runs and riffs that were not even that subtle. There was quite a lot of focus on them. And I really appreciate it because you are bringing a little bit of a different dimension into that song. Love that. Let's see what else we have. I think we're going to have a little bit of Olivia.
Let's go.
Let's go. Traitor.
You betrayed me, and I know that you never feel sorry for the way.
I always love that. No, 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 no. That little flip into the head voice is so pronounced. I like it that way. Never stop pronouncing it so much. It's a little flip there. This is so funny. Listen to this song, listen to the other songs. And this is what I always say, that some songs will bring all your old habits. It's just like you can work on new songs, you can work on your development of the technique, but when you go back to that one song, it just triggers everything. Watch how different she's singing this one and how differently she was singing the other songs. The little restrictions that I was talking about, she's doing it so much more in this song. I think because when you sing it again and again and again, you get muscle memory. And if that muscle memory is connected with some habit that you used to have and maybe stop doing it, it will still kick in. It's incredible. Here.
And I know that
bit of that restriction there.
How you talk to her when we were together, love you at your worst, but that didn't matter. We took you 2 weeks to grow up and date. I guess you didn't cheat, but you're still a traitor.
Traitor. She was also so much more pouty. But you're still a traitor. You could hear a little fryish, a little pouty. She sang it in so much different style than the rest of it. I think she's saying this because Olivia will actually watch this episode. Or I saw something on Twitter. People are like, Olivia is gonna watch this episode, so you should sing Olivia. I think LeeMujin said that.
Yay!
Our derpy little cutie pie. Okay,
I
and
love
then
you
we've got
3000. 저와 치키타
a
씨의
duet.
듀엣송이
Love You
있습니다.
3000. This is gonna be an hour-long video. I'm not even mad.
Baby, take my hand. I want you to be my husband, 'cause you're my Iron Man, and I love you 3000. Baby, take a chance, 'cause I want this to
Cause a little riff there too.
3000. Baby, take a chance, 'cause I want this to be something straight out of a Hollywood movie.
Back to the new styling. I love it.
I see you standing there in your whole outerwear, and all I can think is, where is the ring? 'Cause I know you're
Where is the ring? I love that little subtle closed vibrato there.
can think is, where is the ring? 'Cause
Did you hear it? Where is the ring? Oh, I'm a big lover of closed vibratos. Favorite thing to
wanna
do.
ask, scared the moment will pass. I can
Pass.
see
The widening pass. Oh, she's doing a lot of R&B stuff here. I love it. So scared the moment will pass. So going from pass into that really wide and little vibrato-y sound.
in your eyes, just
Eyes.
took me by surprise. And all my friends, they tell me they see you're planning to get on one knee, but I want
Oh, that jump on knee. That disconnection there was perfect. They timed it beautifully.
to get on one knee,
Ooh,
but I want
just a tap.
it to be out of the blue. So make sure I have no clue when you ask, baby, take my hand. I want you to be my husband, 'cause you're my Iron Man, and I love you 3000.
She glided a little bit. And I love you. And I love you. So the I know that slide is very subtle and maybe you can hear it, but it helps if you connect it to your chest. So, and I love you. That's without the connection. And I love you. Do you hear the top tone? It's a little airy. It's a little light. Now I'm gonna connect it. And I love you. And I love you. Love you. That little lift is helping me to really take that note, give it a little bit more weight.
Baby, take a chance, 'cause I want this to be something straight out of a Hollywood movie.
Now we're having dinner, and baby, you're my winner. I see the way you smile. You're thinking about the eyes. You're reaching your pocket.
That was interesting that he divided that with I'll. He is such a king of stylized singing. Always surprised me. Always some sound or something, some embellishments done a little differently. It's super fancy listening to him, I have to say. If you love singing, if you are a singing nerd, he is such a guy for you. Oh my God.
You're thinking about the eyes. You're reaching
Just like,
your
why?
pocket.
You didn't have to do it. I'll. You didn't have to do it, but it sounds so good. Damn it.
Emotional locking. Before you could ask, I answer to men.
All my friends, they tell me they see you planning to get on one knee. So now I can't stop thinking about you. I figured
Love his little
out
ad-libs.
all the clues. So now baby, take
Nah. That was also a nice work there from her, because she's also passing that nah, still in just is more mixed. It's good lift.
I want you to be my husband, 'cause you're my Iron Man, and I love you 3000. Baby, take a chance, 'cause I want this to be something straight out of a Hollywood movie.
A little
No
freestyle.
spoilers, please. No spoilers, please.
Please. Ooh, that was pretty. Please. See, that's a work with microdynamic, right? Please. Nah. You're really dictating how much of the chest will build and how much the top will soften. Please. This is very stark. Please. Get almost yodely. Please. I can really dose how much it's gonna kind of push and pull. She did very nicely.
No spoilers, please.
Please.
Baby, take
A little bit of a
my
weight on the first
I
one.
want you to be my husband, 'cause you're my Iron Man, and I love you 3000.
All of these were Clinton. And I love you 3000. Really nice head mixy. It's allowing her to do a lot of movements. I almost wish she would do more. I think she's trying to subtly dose it. I would be like, more. 3,000 more.
'Cause you're my Iron Man, and
See, I would love, I'm Iron Man, you're my man. Because I know she could. Someone tell Chiquita to just embellish everything. But also, I'm also a very like maximalist type of person. Is maximalist a thing? I'm not sure. But if I could, I would be like, Chiquita, give us more runs and riffs. Give us all of it. Everything.
I love you 3000. Baby, take a chance, 'cause I want this to be something straight out of a Hollywood movie. Baby, no spoilers, please. No spoilers, please.
He's so errant. So errant. But it's fitting her quite a lot. She's brighter.
No spoilers, please.
Nice dynamic flip.
Spoilers, please. And I love you 3000.
Again, I can tell that she's dosing quite a lot of embellishments and her agility. She's kind of like showing us like, I can do it. I just kind of wanted you to see and tell me what you think about it. Should I do that more? Yes. Yes. Please. Be our guest. Do it more. More. 3,000 times more. I love that she's working on her agility and she used this opportunity to show it a little more in a band surrounding. You cannot do too much agility. You are singing in a group. It's a unisono very often, or there's not a lot of place for individualism when it comes to agility, when it comes to riffs, runs and everything. You can do it as an ad-lib within the group, sure. But specifically with the also Baby Monster style, you know, and genre, I'd say you do not get too much chance to do it because you're there for the team. You're not there as an individual. So I loved that she got to show it a little bit more here. It's definitely one of the things that she does nicely, and I, you know, if it would be up on me, I would have her do it all the time. There were a couple of tones that I know that under other circumstances are quite challenging for her. The rest of it was an extreme comfort for her. She's got still a lot of even physical growth to do. Like, she will still even physically grow. So her voice will change still tremendously. So it's going to be very cool to see her in the future and where she's going to be heading. Yeah, maybe one day we're going to get a solo. And I would be really excited to see that and how it's going to sound and what's going to be the vibe. But we still have a long journey within a group before we reach any solos from any members, in my opinion. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe right here. Here's the video that YouTube actually recommends for you. And here are the rest of my K-pop videos. Please stay safe and healthy. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.